Right, the next thing I love about this car is the Mark Levinson sound system. I've had other cars that I've had, and I've been in other cars as well, which have branded sound systems like Bose or Harman Kardon and, all that kind of stuff. But this one, it bangs, I'm telling you, it's clear, and it's not just like one of them crappy systems. Like sometimes, like for example, Bose, right? Maybe the newer stuff's better, but from the mid to early 2000s, Bose started putting their stuff in cars, and it was like slightly better than normal. But all they were doing was adding maybe a 6 or 8 inch subwoofer in the back somewhere, and it was just decent, but it wasn't really that good. And if you wanted good sound quality, you had to rip everything out, put in your own stuff, and go from there. But in this car, I'm surprised how good the audio is. It's like it's not got that tinniness, so it's not like tiring to listen to. Some sound systems, they're very bright, they're very kind of heavy on, or like on the vocals, and it's like piercing and it's tiring to listen to. I don't really like that. Conversely, I don't like when something's just super bass heavy, muddy, and that's all you kind of hear. I don't like that either. I like a really balanced sound. This is even with like earphones and stuff like that. I like it to be kind of fairly balanced. Maybe slightly towards the lower end, but generally very balanced. I don't like anything to kind of stick out too much. And this sound system is very balanced, in my opinion anyway. It's not super bass heavy, but it does have bass in it. It's very clear, but it's not tiring or bright at the top end. You can hear vocals great. You can hear, kicks and bass, and, you can hear kind of everything you want to hear. Everything's got enough kind of separation in it. And it gets loud as well. I mean, I don't know what the numbers go to. The loudest I listen to it is about 50, and that's really loud. That's like loud enough for me. That's like, it's starting to almost kind of hurt. And the system's got more to give. I mean, I don't want to blow anything up, but it is a really impressive system. So CDs sound really good on this. Obviously, if you've burnt a CD from like YouTube to MP3 or something like that, it's not going to sound that good. But if you use a real CD, a proper CD with good sound quality, it'll sound absolutely fantastic. The other thing as well is I think the speaker placements are pretty good considering the car. The tweeters are on the top of the dash. I think they kind of bounce off the windscreen, and that kind of gives you that sound there. It's got a speaker in the middle there. Obviously, the speakers in the doors are obviously at the bottom of the door. Not super ideal, but the sound stage sounds pretty good. The back speakers actually sound really good as well. If you're sitting in the back, you're actually getting a pretty good... it sounds really good in the back as well. So that's pretty good. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. Like, the volume knob feels great as well. It's a really nice volume knob. But it was just a lot better than what I was expecting. You hear everybody saying, oh, Mark Levinson's great, yeah, he didn't want to work on cars, but then he sat in a Lexus, and then he was like, yeah, I'll do it. And you think, yeah, whatever. The guy was just doing it for money. Lexus obviously paid him more money than anywhere else. But really, this system's actually really, really good. The only downside about this system is that it's got a tape deck, and there's no MP3 on my year. This is 2007. I think if you got 2008 or 2009, then you get MP3, or you can connect your phone or an auxiliary or something to it. But still, I think for the best sound quality, you're still better off with CDs. But yeah, that's the Mark Levinson sound system, man. It's another fantastic point in this car. So this might be a bit of a controversial one, but I like how old school this car is. In the sense that I know people with some new cars, and they're really nice, BMWs, Mercedes, etc., Audis, and they're really nice, and they're all got technology and things like that, but maybe because I drive older cars, or maybe I'm just more fond of them or something, but with this car, it does have a lot of tech in it, don't get me wrong, but it's not like shouty, and it's not gimmicky. So, for example, I know people have got the BMW, and to turn up and down the volume, you can twirl your finger in the middle of the dash. Why? I mean, that's just going to break, and you're not going to use it, are you? Again, especially with this Lexus, with this fantastic volume knob, I'd rather touch and turn that. But anyway, this is just gimmicks or a shouty, and it's like, it doesn't really, not that it doesn't work, but it's just, sometimes the technology is just not there, and they're trying to just shoehorn it in, just kind of sell cars, or, make the car look better. For example, look at the new Lexuses. Look at the massive screens they've got, but you have to control it with a mouse. I've not actually used one personally, but everybody says they're terrible. And I've seen people trying to use them when they're driving, and I think, oh, that doesn't look very good. But yeah, with this car like this, so you jump in, It's keyless entry, so that's fantastic. You come up to the door, as soon as you open the door pretty much be unlocked. It'll turn lights on, everything for you. You jump in, you press the button, and you drive. I mean, that's it. All the tech is hidden away, but for the average user, they're not going to use it. I mean, your average Lexus driver is probably going to be 700 years old anyway. I mean, younger people now are maybe starting to buy Lexuses now, but still, I think the average age is probably older. So next to the steering wheel, you get this panel here, or you get the big screen. Well, I said big screen, but for the time, 2007, that was a big, massive screen. You can do everything you want to do, but all that stuff's hidden away. And I do really like that, because you don't need a million buttons on the dash, because how often are you really changing the brightness of your odometer, or resetting your mileage, or, doing several other different things? They can be hidden behind stuff, which is easy enough to get to be fair, but you don't need it two-hand just there, like that. Again, this is an advantage of this car. If I want heated seats, all I gotta do is just put back this armrest. My heated seats are there. Look at the new Lexuses. They've got menus and screens, and you gotta do this, that, they turn the heated seats. By the time you've done anything, forget it. Can't be bothered. So I do like the fact that it's a little bit more old school. And I think simplicity is also the luxury of this car. The fact that you can just jump in and drive, even though it's a hybrid, it doesn't say, no, you have to drive it like this, you have to do this. No, it's just like, drive it however you want. The car will control the hybrid thing. That is a luxury. The fact that it does what it does without any input from you, without you need to do anything, I think is a massive advantage. So the fourth reason why I think this Lexus is amazing as well, and why you should maybe buy one, is that it's just an absolute sleeper. Now, unless you know cars, and even then, who's really into Lexus? And look, I love Lexus, right? I mean, I think it's fantastic. I love the LS400, the 430, the GS, IS, ES. I mean, you name it, I love Lexus, right? But who's really into Lexus who's car guys, you know what I mean? Not that many people. I mean, people know the LFA, and maybe your enthusiasts know what an ISF is. But if they look at a barge like this, they're not thinking, oh, that thing's got power on it. I mean, if you took the 450H badge off, and it just says hybrid on the sides, hybrids are normally slow. You're just going to assume, oh, that's some Toyota with some hybrid in it. It's probably a 1.5 or 1.8 hybrid piece of crap, super slow thing, you know what I mean? And it's an old man car as well. So, one, it's an old man's car. Two, it's a Lexus. And three, it's got hybrid on it. It's like, all these things are telling you this car shouldn't be fast. But yeah, Lexus above 50 miles per hour and stuff like that. It'll surprise most Mercedes and BMWs and Audis. And I'm not even talking about, you guys with your 320 diesels and stuff like that. I'm talking about 330 diesels or, 535s. I'm not saying they'll be as fast as them things, but when you floor it, that's the sort of kind of league you're in. You're not. It's a fast car. It's not going to be left behind by cars like that, basically. And if you're into the whole green thing as well, you can just neglect to tell people that there's a 3.5 litre engine in it and just say, yeah, it's a hybrid. They'll probably just assume it's got a small engine in it. I mean, when you see a hybrid, you're not thinking, oh, that thing's going to have, a 3.5 litre V6. Or if you look at the LS600H, you're not going to think, oh, well, that thing's got a 5 litre V8. You see hybrid, you're going to think, that's got like a 1 litre, 1.5, 1.8, 2 litre engine. You're just going to assume it's slow. You're just going to assume that, it's, hybrid, green technology, this, that, there. But little do they know, this thing absolutely shifts. So, yeah, it's an absolute sleeper. So, another reason, this is the sixth reason, is that it's a bit of a bargain, in my opinion, at the moment anyway. They are starting to go up in price. But I think it's very cheap, considering the tech, complexity, performance, build quality and prestige of this car. So we'll go over them things. I mean, the tech, like I said, it comes with keyless entry. It's a hybrid. It's got the fancy stereo system. It's got sat nav. Not that you'll ever use that. Who actually uses sat nav on cars? Like, whatever. Everybody's got a phone now. But it comes with all that stuff, and heated seats and ventilated seats, and all that kind of good stuff. There's a lot of complexity in this car because it is a hybrid as well. I mean, obviously that's something to put people off, but it is something that makes the car drive better as well. Performance, again, 340 brake horsepower, blah, blah, blah. Quality, it's a Lexus. I mean, it is a really nice place to sit inside and hopefully the engine's built really as well, because well, with it being a Toyota, you'd kind of hope so. And the prestige, I mean, Lexus in the UK anyway. I know in America it's probably got a bigger name there, but in the UK, Lexus has still got a pretty prestigious kind of image. And people might be scared of the hybrid side, which is fair, but there's bargains to be had because of that. So a lot of people say, oh, well, I'd rather get this or that because, hybrid might go wrong. And when the hybrids go wrong, they are a lot of money. Don't get me wrong in that. But you're getting the performance, you're getting the MPG, and, you're getting all the other advantages that come with a hybrid as well. So you got to just weigh that up. But there is definitely kind of downsides of the hybrid. But there's also a lot of advantages, and I think that scares people off. And I think that's why the 450Hs are quite cheap. So you can pick up a bargain as well. If you want a buyer's guide of the GS 450H, let me know and I can make one. And that way, if you're looking to buy one, I can kind of tell you what to look out for and all these kind of things. And it'll save you a bit of time researching things. Just let me know.